I'd like to talk about the concept of decriminalisation. Decriminalisation is portrayed as a significant change to the policy regime known as the war on drugs. In reality, it is merely a minor change, with the regime retaining all the elements that make it advantageous to its perpetrators. First and foremost, the supply and possession of drugs other than alcohol, tobacco and caffeine remains an offence. So accordingly, the basic foundation of the policy remains in place. The offence for possession remains and is classed as a violation or some other type of less serious transgression which is not criminal in nature. People can still be detained by police and processed by the criminal justice system, with the substances usually confiscated at the time of detainment. The police and the criminal justice system therefore continue to derive work from the situation of possession of drugs other than alcohol, tobacco and caffeine remaining an offence. Diversion of people to the so-called treatment industry provides a resource of people for the sector to utilise by the way of the provision of various interventions. Importantly, the supply and manufacture of substances other than alcohol, tobacco and caffeine remains an offence punishable by serious sanctions, which maintains the vibrancy and profitability of the trade. The worldwide black market in substances other than alcohol, tobacco and caffeine continues to thrive. Users of drugs other than alcohol, tobacco and caffeine continue to be denied a regulated and legal supply of their drug of choice. The worldwide regime of intentionally created crime remains in place, thereby providing the deceptive pretext for vast sums of public money to be allocated in order to enable a response to it. Decriminalisation is merely a mechanism to allow the so-called war on drugs to continue, with a minority defined and exploited to allow for economic gain and political advantage, with the only substantive difference being the number of people going to treatment rather than jail. Perhaps more sinister is the inference that the so-called war on drugs is legitimate and should be maintained with a minor change so as to become less oppressive on people. Decriminalisation is, of course, embraced by welfare and advocacy groups purporting to be concerned about human rights as the basic regime continues, and along with it, the funding for these organisations.